Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called 3 European Animals That Would Destroy North American Ecosystems. So I have no idea what those animals could be, but I think it's pretty clear that when animals are sort of native to one part of the planet, that whether that is a territory or a country, or even not even a country, sometimes even just mountains or just one specific place and area in particular, all hell breaks loose when those creatures just sort of appear in some places, because it creates, again, some are predators, so they start eating other animals and they sort of create havoc. So I don't think it's never a good idea to mix them. They're part of an ecosystem for a reason. But I can't wait to know, because I don't know, am I gonna be scared? Probably. But let's check it out and comment, like and subscribe.
A few weeks ago, I made a video about American creatures that would cause major problems if they were introduced into Europe. In this video, I analysed both the North American and European ecosystems. And although both of these ecosystems,
I think they're so different as well, they couldn't survive, I don't think.
Share quite a few animals.
I mean, the animals couldn't survive in the other ecosystems.
Both continents have quite a few unique predators. This is why some North American creatures are invasive in Europe, and some European creatures are invasive in North America. In this video, I will be completely reversing my previous idea, as I will be looking at quite a few European creatures that I think could cause major problems in North America. Without further ado, we can start looking at our first species, and to find it, we will be heading into some of Europe's fresh waters. The Wels catfish is one of the largest freshwater fish in the world, and it's one of the most impressive freshwater predators in Europe. It has a mostly
hard to believe a catfish is a predator. Don't people eat this?
Eel-like body with a giant head, and this large head comes in very handy when you're trying to swallow large foods. This catfish is only native to East and Southeastern Europe, but it has been introduced into many different waterways outside of its native range. Usually when it's introduced into a non-native ecosystem, it soon takes over, and it doesn't take them long to become established. They were introduced into the UK around 130 years ago, and originally only 70
Well, hold on, that's quite recent actually.
of them were stocked into one lake. Today they can be found over large parts of
Why would people do this though?
England, and they're extremely popular with fishermen. They can measure up to 3 meters long and weigh over 200 kilograms. And
oh my god, I would die if I ever saw a catfish that big.
Catfish of this size really shouldn't be messed with.
Yeah.
Their popularity as a sport fish is one of the main reasons why they're introduced outside of their native range.
Okay, again, I'm a human being, and that freaked me out. That's so big. I'm not used to seeing catfish that are so big.
And if they were introduced into North
It looks like natural.
America, they would cause major problems. North America has quite a few native catfish species, with some of the largest being the blue catfish, the channel catfish, and the flathead catfish. All of these fish reach pretty impressive sizes, but they're still dwarfed by the Wels catfish. Many North American government websites already have warnings about this species, and there's very strict bans in place to make sure that they never enter North America.
How would you go around importing one of these fishes? I think that's so weird to me. It's a weird concept.
Scariest things about the Wels catfish is that it simply feeds on so many different animals. It of course feeds on a variety of freshwater fish, but it will also target birds, mammals.
That was traumatizing. It ate the pigeon.
And reptiles. One of these catfish died after choking on a red-eared slider in Germany. And this just goes to show they would target many of the native reptiles in North America if they were introduced.
Oh my god.
There are some stories where Wels catfish have become aggressive towards humans. But usually after the first bite, they leave humans alone. Even though they have a giant head, they are unable to...
Okay, that doesn't bring me comfort. So they're gonna... Okay, they'll try to eat you. They'll leave you alone, but they'll bite you. Okay.
Swallow a human whole. But human body parts have been found inside of Wels catfish.
Oh my god.
Even though these fish are not the best...
Okay, so maybe they won't kill you, but they can eat, you know, maybe a hand, a leg. Maybe, well, I don't know if a leg, but maybe some fingers.
Parents, the males will sometimes guard their young, and this gives them a better chance at survival. This means that they could easily spread in North American waters, but of course there would be one predator in their way. Certain birds of prey and predatory fish could target their young, but one of the few predators that could take out a fully grown Wels catfish is the American alligator. These crocodilians
Yeah.
could stop them in
I mean, it's what's the predator for a crocodile or an alligator? I don't think they have a lot of natural predators. I think they're top of the chain.
some of the southern states, but most places further north would be doomed. Luckily, there's little to no chance that this fish will ever make it to North America, and for now, the freshwater creatures of North America can sleep easy.
Thank you.
The next European
I never thought fishes could be that frightening.
predator we will be taking a look at is the Eurasian lynx. This
That's so
species is one of
pretty.
the most widely distributed cats in the world,
It's
as
gorgeous.
it's found over large parts of Eastern Europe and Central Asia. The Eurasian lynx is the third largest predator in Europe,
I love how they look. They're so majestic. They're pretty. They're beautiful.
as it's only smaller than the brown bear and the grey wolf.
Wow.
It
Okay.
is the largest of the
I didn't know they were that big. I thought it was more not like a cat, but maybe I don't know, like a husky probably.
4 lynx species, and as it's got such a large distribution, there are many different
They're so chubby. I don't know. They have weird bodies in a cute way. They look cute, but they're fat. Their heads and their face, it's sort of fat. I know they look chubby, but they're so adorable.
subspecies. In the wild, these cats mostly feed on ungulates and rodents, but they don't
no.
do very well in more built-up areas. Even
Why?
though the Eurasian lynx is very much a European species today, at one point in time it was almost pushed to extinction in Europe. Their
Oh.
population fell to around 700 in Europe between 1930 and 1950,
What?
and this was mostly due down to habitat loss and hunting. Their habitats were cut down to
They have it. Well, in the end, it's all humans. Humans ruin everything.
create more farmland, and the farmers would also shoot them as they feared that their livestock were in danger.
Oh no.
Today their numbers are a lot healthier in Europe, and there are
glad.
thought to be around 9,000 to 10,000 in Europe alone.
Well, I don't think that brings me comfort. I think 10,000. That's a small amount.
I believe that if these cats were introduced into North America, they could cause major problems, and this is despite having a lot of competition. They'd have to
Yeah, but I don't think, are they that dangerous? I don't think they are.
compete with bears, coyotes, and wolves, but
Oh
they
my.
already compete with some of these creatures across their native range. One thing that the Eurasian lynx would have to look out for in North America is North America's native lynx species. The bobcat and the Canadian lynx both inhabit North America, but as I've already covered,
It's a bobcat and lynx. This is the first time I'm hearing this. Okay.
these two species are smaller than the Eurasian lynx. The two native lynx species mostly
my.
feed on rodents, rabbits, and hares, with the
Look at the
snowshoe
rabbit.
hare making up around 35 to 97% of the Canada lynx's diet.
Oh
The
no.
Eurasian lynx would of course compete for these foods, but they can also target much larger prey. They could easily take down some of North America's deer species, and there are also some other mammals that they can target that aren't found in their native range.
Oh my God, no.
I don't think the Eurasian lynx would completely take over, as there are larger predators that would keep their numbers in check,
Yeah.
and they'd also struggle in more built-up areas. One of the Eurasian lynx's biggest
Imagine you being in a parking lot and seeing one of these creatures. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I have no idea, but it would be wild.
problems would come in the form of the mountain lion, but this species is not found across all of North America.
Yeah.
Because of this, I still think that they could take over large parts of North America. And even though North America has two native
They can climb in trees. Okay.
lynx species, the Eurasian lynx is larger and meaner.
Oh no.
The final European species we will be taking a look at is the Dalmatian pelican.
A
This
pelican, a
bird is the
bird.
largest member of the pelican family, and it's perhaps the world's largest freshwater
Oh my
bird.
God, how big
It's
is
only
it?
rivaled in weight and length by the largest swan species, and it has wingspans that rival those of the great albatrosses.
Oh
It
my,
can weigh up to
okay.
15 kilograms, and it
my-
can have a wingspan of up to 3.5 meters.
It's kind of funny because they don't look frightening, but oh my God, I don't think I would. I mean, if I saw a bird that big, yeah, I think it would be quite scary.
This species has a large distribution across Europe and Asia, and it prefers to hunt in large bodies of water. The majority
Yeah,
of their
easier.
diet is made up of fish, and as they are a very large bird, they can target very large fish.
Yeah.
They're known to go after carp, perch,
Like the catfish?
and pike, and they'll even go after the aforementioned Wells catfish.
Oh my, okay,
They have
yeah.
very few natural predators in the wild, and they're only really tackled by canines and large cats.
Oh
This
my
means
God.
that if they were introduced
This is so funny. Everyone's eating each other.
into North America, they would have very similar predators.
Yeah,
but
of
in most
course.
cases, they would be able to avoid them. North America already has two native pelican species, the American white pelican and the brown pelican. The American white pelican is mostly found in freshwaters, whereas the brown pelican is mostly found along the coasts. The Dalmatian pelican can target both of these ecosystems, and as they are so much larger, they can easily outcompete the native pelicans. Their size also means that they can target larger
Apex predator.
fish than the native pelicans, and there's very little that the native species could do about it.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like it would be a very one-way
I'm sorry, but that face and that eye, it's quite evil to me.
battle. In some parts of Europe, the Dalmatian pelican is suffering. As they are such large birds, they need large bodies of water to feed in, and a lot of their wetland habitats are being destroyed.
Why?
As well as this, they are hunted in some parts of Asia, such as Mongolia, and this has
why?
massive negative effects on their numbers.
This
If
makes me
these
so
giant
sad.
birds were introduced into North America, they would only thrive in areas with large wetlands. But luckily, North America has quite a few of them. There's little to no chance that this pelican would ever make it to North America, but if it did, it would become the new king of the wetlands. If
My
you think
God.
there are other European creatures that could have made it on this list, then let me know down in the comments below. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos
dog.
like these. But until next time, goodbye.
Little German Shepherd, he's not gonna be an apex predator nowhere. Okay, this was very interesting. I think because I think it's funny when I think of obviously ecosystems and predators, I'm thinking something big and probably, I don't know if a mammal, probably I'm thinking, I don't know if an orangutan, maybe, I think those are only in Africa, probably, I think, or maybe giant monkeys, but yeah, I think those are only in Africa, I'm not sure. But I think, and again, maybe they're not that dangerous, I know, but I think they're very big, so that would scare me. But I think, again, when I think of, the predators, I'm thinking of lions, I'm thinking tigers, I'm thinking bears, I'm thinking, or even wolves, which I think are probably bigger than I think, because I've never seen a wolf in real life, but I think, I tend to imagine them as a little bit bigger than probably a big dog, as in, I don't know, what kind of a big dog? I don't know, a big dog, and maybe, it's a little bit bigger than that, but I'm pretty sure, no, they're gigantic. But I think, I don't know why I have this in my mind. But I think, again, I'm thinking of this big animals. I'm not thinking, what's going to destroy an ecosystem? A fish is, okay, well, that wasn't my first sort of where my mind goes. But obviously, I think in reality, I think this is what makes sense, because what ruins ecosystems is not just the predator sort of, it's obviously eating, it's always somewhat like one species eating another species. But I'm thinking more as in, it's because it's big, obviously the other smaller species and the other creatures are going to come out, they're going to come out on the bottom, they're going to be losing. But I think, of course it makes sense, and I think it's really eye-opening, because it tells you not, a creature doesn't need to be sort of big and sort of imposing in order to present this dangerous sort of threat to a place. Because you're thinking, it's a fish, it's a bird. I think because the fish one, I think is probably the clearest example, because I think maybe a little bit the bird, but I think because the pelican, because it's so big, I think you're a little bit more in awe, you're a bit more sort of threatened by it, and you're a little bit more cautious. The lynx is, I'm thinking that's not your normal domestic cat. Of course I'm going to be scared. It wouldn't surprise me that that's a predator. But the fish is, I don't know, it's a fish. Like, it's harmless. It's like, no, unless it's a piranha or something. No, they can be very dangerous, because, again, they're eating the smaller creatures, they're smaller fish. So, of course, it would create this huge havoc on the system. I've never seen, I don't know, I never thought I could be scared by a fish, because it's a fish. Like, how dangerous could it be? Well, wouldn't you know, pretty dangerous. I think the whole, obviously you're not an animal, so I think, we are, but we're not animals as in, the fish is gonna eat you. But I don't know, when they were saying they can present threats to human as well, okay, that scared me, because they were only, it's not like the chances, they're not in the ocean. It's not like you're swimming in the ocean and then you're gonna find this giant catfish just coming at you and I want to eat you, and it's gonna take a bite out of, I don't know, your arm or your leg. No, of course not. But still, I think would be quite intense and quite crazy to even encounter one of these gigantic fish. I think again because to me a catfish is more something that a lot of people I think it's very popular in some cuisines. So it's a fish as in a trout, as salmon. I don't know, something that people eat. I wouldn't have thought. No, they present a problem and they can be huge. It's okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not messing around with it. I don't think fishing. I don't know. I don't unless it's to eat. I think it's kind of cruel to just eat to fish for sport without eating the fish. I don't know. I think it's quite cruel to me. But I don't know. That's just me. As for the lynx, again, I didn't know the bobcat is a lynx. I mean it's a species, it's a species apparently. I had no idea. I think bobcats are already quite dangerous in a lot of places, and again, I think not to humans. I'm not sure, but to domestic animals, yes, they eat. I think they're threatening to dogs and to maybe I don't know if cattle, but I think if you have maybe chickens or something, I think they can eat them. I would assume. Because obviously, again, one, it's sort of a feral cat, and the others are sort of domestic animals. Not that a chicken is a domestic animal, but it's a small animal that, again, people have in farms. So I mean, that's the one that was the least surprising to me. Because yeah, of course, I'm expecting, if I see a bobcat or a lynx, of course I'm gonna, and maybe I wouldn't run the other way because I think they know they can smell fear, and I don't think it's never a good idea to run from a predator because they'll see you as prey. So I think you have to maintain the calm and be sort of calmly turn away, maybe. I don't know. Again, it's gonna be making me scared. Well, they said, no, the chances of you encountering this in urban areas are small. They're not because they don't thrive on well-populated spaces, and I would assume, yes, they're gonna run away from humans. But I mean, still would be quite a thing to just be I don't know, in the middle of the city and seeing a bobcat or a lynx. I think would be, oh my God. I mean, it's a majestic animal. It's beautiful, but yeah, not to see in the middle of a city as I'm not expecting it. If I'm camping or I'm in the middle of the woods and if I would ever see a lynx, I think I would be scared. Yes, I would definitely be scared because again, I don't know how they behave against around humans. Apparently, they have to. No, I don't think they're that interested in you. But I know who's to say if they're hungry and they'll see you in the middle of the woods, then I don't know, maybe you're easy prey. I don't think you as a human are a threat to a lynx because what are you gonna do? I mean, you see those paws and those teeth? I don't know what are you gonna do. It's shoo, please go away. I wouldn't even know. But yeah, the whole thing, they're eating the rabbits, they're eating the hares, and they can also eat deer. Which I know a lot of people eat deer and they hunt them, but again, makes me sad. This whole thing makes me sad. And I know it's human nature, it's the ecosystem, it's real life, that's what happens. But I don't know, that doesn't mean that I can just sort of, I don't know, I can ignore it. But I know that obviously that's what happens. And it's just the natural way of life. It's the natural chain. Some predators are going to eat the others, but still makes me sad for the rabbits. And as for the pelicans, yeah. I think the pelicans are quite scary though. I think again those eyes I think seem a little bit evil. I wouldn't trust them. I know some people, but I don't know if swans and pelicans, I think some people keep them as pets. Weird people, I think. I've never heard of the people keeping Dalmatian pelicans, but I'm pretty sure some people do have some swans or pelicans as pets. They have these large birds. I don't know how normal that is. I don't think those are animals that are meant to sort of be kept as pets. But, some people are crazy enough and well enough to do it. And I don't know who's to say they wouldn't, some fanatic wouldn't be, I want one of these and I want to smuggle them into the US. I think it's crazy because all of those creatures, I think what are the chances of them sort of someone bringing them into the United States? Because I think obviously there's laws in place, and again, I think it's easier if I'm thinking how to commit crime. But if there's some sort of seed that I know you also can't bring to the U.S. some certain seeds and stuff, because because of this, you can't mess around with the ecosystem. But I think a seed, it's easier because you maybe you can hide it a little bit better. But how are you going to go in around and, I'm smuggling a fish, or I'm smuggling a lynx, or a bird, a pelican? No, you can't. So I don't know how, I mean, there's got to be some, I don't know, there's a mob for, I don't know what do they do this there's got to be maybe, an underground mob that does this. I don't know. I don't know if this is an actual problem or I'm just making this up. But I wouldn't know. I would guess maybe there are some organizations that regulate this and are And I don't know, they take care of this not happening because they're again crazy people are everywhere. And I don't know, but it would surprise me though. Being honest, I think it would surprise me that people will be trying to smuggle sort of illegal animals into the US just because what a hassle. How are you transporting them? I think it's crazy. Obviously, on an airplane, I don't know, you would bring a charter jet and I don't know, bring them again. I'm not bringing a lynx. So how am I gonna bring a lynx? A puppy maybe? Maybe when they're puppies. I don't know. I'm trying to think this. It's a crazy thing. Probably I shouldn't worry about this too much because it's all hypothetical and again, people will take care of this. But yeah, this was a very interesting video and now I don't know, I kind of want to see how a puppy lynx looks like because they are quite adorable, even though again, dangerous, but I think they would be quite adorable as puppies. But that was it for today and I'll see you next time. Bye!